Hello everyone, welcome to Prince on Air, and this is our another lecture video that is related to the chapter number 1, that is some basic concepts of chemistry of 11th class. Okay, so in this lecture we will discuss about the further topics related to this chapter, and here we will discuss about the properties of matter and their measurements. Clear? The properties of matter and their chemical properties we will discuss in this lecture, physical quantities, system of units, mass and weight, volume, density and temperature, all that terms we will discuss in this lecture. See, the properties of matter and the measurement. See, measurement is related to these terms like here, and the properties of matter are like physical and chemical properties. Physical and chemical properties. As you all know, we have the two types of properties of matter, physical property and chemical properties. Physical properties are related to that type of properties that we will discuss here also, but I just want to introduce little bit here. The physical properties are those type of properties in which if you want to calculate that properties or identify that properties, there is no any chemical change required. Okay, no any chemical change is required. But in case of chemical properties, to justify the chemical properties, to calculate the chemical properties, there should be a chemical change required. Okay, so these are the properties that we have to study in this lecture. Afterwards we will discuss about the physical quantities. Physical quantities means that so many are types, so many physical quantities are there. How to represent a given physical quantity? Physical fundamental quantities. Okay, like if any body have that mass is a physical quantity. Okay, fundamental quantity. So if any body has mass 2 kilogram, we can't say it has 2. What is 2? What is the meaning of 2 here? Okay, so here we have to use that word units also. So physical quantity should be represented in the form of number, that n, into its relative unit. Okay, clear? So that we will discuss in this section. System of units, afterwards we will discuss. Okay, how so many fundamental quantities are there, physical quantities are there, so how we will discuss their units also. Okay, the system of units, that is metric system, French system, or maybe a SI system that we are using nowadays. Mass and weight, we will discuss the difference between these two, we will discuss in this lecture. Volume, okay, the term of volume we will discuss, and we will discuss about the apparatus which we are using in the laboratory to measure the volume, okay, of different types of solutions or compounds. Density we will discuss here and their units also. Temperature, different types of scales we will discuss here, like Celsius scale, Fahrenheit scale, Kelvin scale. Okay, so that scale we will discuss in this lecture. So first one is properties of matter and their measurement. Okay, as I told you that there are two types of properties. First one is of physical properties and second one is of chemical properties. Physical properties and chemical properties. See the definition of these: those properties which can be measured or observed without changing their identity. Identity means here the chemical composition will not be changed, okay, or the composition of the substance. Clear? So there will not be any change in the chemical composition or chemical substances or identity. Okay, chemical identity. Clear? These are examples of physical properties like color, order, melting point, boiling point, density, and so many more are there. Like solubility is also considered as the physical properties. Okay, now chemical properties. Chemical properties are those which can be measured or observed by changing their identity, means there will be a chemical change is required, or the composition of the substance. Okay, so these are acidity, basicity, combustibility, etc. Okay, that we can identify with the help of any chemical reaction. Firstly we have to do any chemical reaction, through that we can identify the given change, and then we can identify the given chemical properties related to this. Okay. So here I have given the flow chart through which you can see once that. Okay, once again I just want to introduce here one thing. Whenever I am going to teach you, in the beginning of the slide you have to open your notebook and pen, and side by side you have to make your notes by pausing the video. Okay, that will be more helpful for you all. Is it clear? So in that way you can make that notes, and if you are writing the notes means you are learning that concepts also, because this is a chemistry and these are mostly facts, factual knowledge. No doubt factual knowledge is there, but plus logics also there. Somewhere logics have to made. Okay, means we have to make the logics, we have to create the logics, but these logics are related to the factual knowledge also. That is a fact. Okay, chemistry related to its factual knowledge also, but not only chemistry. So many concepts of science are related to the factual knowledge. There is also because the nature is there, no, and if the concept is occurring there, means if we are applying the concept that is discovered nowadays, means that there will be a logic occur. Okay, we can create the logic here, but if the concept is not discovered yet, then we are just saying that is related to the factual knowledge. Okay, means ऐसा होता तो होता है, that in that way we are saying. Okay, so international system of units. Before that I just want to introduce that types of system of units here. Types of system of. Before that I just want to add one more thing. Physical quantity, as I told you, physical quantity. Okay, what is physical quantity? In short we are writing it as PQ. Like physical quantity of mass. Okay, mass is a physical quantity. Okay, and if I want to represent that physical quantity in terms of any number, anything, okay, how can I write it as? Like mass of bag is 500, 600. What is it? A price of that bag? Is this the size of a bag? Okay, so we can't identify that number 600, what is it, without the help of units. So we have to use that gram or kilogram or anything that specific unit in this case. So this is a physical quantity. Okay, here 600 is the number and G means gram is the physical quantity units. Okay, that is the relative unit. Okay, so in that way we have to represent the physical quantity. Okay, so that's why there is a need of a specific units. Okay, in somewhere different types of units are we are using. Here we are using different type of units, like somewhere that weight is used weight is used units are used in the form of pounds. Okay, like in WWE, all of you are watching, okay, SmackDown. So there you are using that 160 pound, okay, world heavyweight championship. Okay, they are using that word, not 250 pounds, means that they are using that specific physical quantity units as a different way, and here we are using that kilogram. So many countries have adapted according to their self. Okay, means so they have different types of units. So in that way, International Union of Measurements, they have given a specific standard units. So many units were there, like so many systems of units were there, like metric system, okay, French system. So that we should not do. Okay, we have to focus on the SI unit, that are standard international units. Okay, clear? So that we have to learn in the proper way. These are the international system of unit, or you can say standard international units. Clear? Here they have given basically 7 base quantities, 7 base quantities, which are length, mass, time, electric current, thermodynamic temperature, amount of substance, luminous intensity. Amount of substance and luminous intensity. Okay, so these are the main base quantities that we have to discuss in this section. Clear? And their units are like length is measured in form of meter, mass in the form of kilogram, time in the form of second, electric current in the form of ampere, temperature in the form of Kelvin, amount of substance in the form of mole, luminous intensity in the form of candela. Okay, and we have to use the symbol like for meter m, for kilogram kg, for second s, small s. Okay, for ampere capital A, for Kelvin capital K, for mole mol, for candela cd. Okay, that units we have to, that symbols we have to use here. Now there are so many definitions written in your different types of books, but this is the best definitions that are represented the whole base quantities. And just you have to learn, just you have to understand this definition, nothing else. Only 2 or 3 definitions you have to learn in the proper way, that you will study in your further sections also. Okay, in your physics that is also included there. Firstly we will discuss about the length. Okay, length, I just want to give you 2 definitions of length here. Firstly we will discuss the definition of length that is written on the board here. The meter, listen carefully now, the meter is the length of path traveled by light in vacuum during a time interval of this of a second. Now we can't understand that. Okay, what's happened? See, here I am just writing now. Okay, as you know that velocity, wait, velocity is equals to displacement over time. Okay, displacement upon time. All of you know that velocity of light is 3 into 10 raised power 8 meter per second. So let us suppose that distance is 3 into 10 raised power 8 meter and time is 1 second here. That is the velocity of light, no? Yes or no? Clear? So here we are discussing about the displacement or length. So we can use that word, we have to calculate the distance or displacement, the velocity into time. Okay, but as we know, if we have to calculate the distance in terms of only units, that should be 1. Okay, that should be 1 meter, not of 3 into 10 raised power 8 meter. Okay, so what we have to do, as you know that velocity is 3 into 10 raised power 8 meter per second. If I am taking the time 1 by this part, okay, means if I am taking the time 1 by 3 into 10 raised power 8 seconds. Clear? Is it clear now? So that time will be cut and the distance will become 1. Okay, so in that way the distance will become 1 meter. That is a definition given here according to the scientific terms. If the time, if I am considering that value, this value is 1 by 3 into 10 raised power 8 of a second. Okay, means it is the 1 by 3 into 10 raised power 8 part of 1 second that we have taken here. In that time interval, the distance traveled by light is considered to be as 1 meter. Okay, it seems to be little bit difficult to understand this definition. I will give you the definition that is also applicable. Wait, that is related to the international prototype, okay, which is given by International Bureau of Weights and Measurements. They have given that there is a cylinder in the museum and there are two marks. That cylinder is made up of platinum iridium alloy. Okay, so that mark, the distance between these two marks is considered to be as 1 meter. Okay, clear? So in that way, they are saying the definition of 1 meter is like in this way, on the basis of international prototype, and that mass of this cylinder is considered to be as 1 kilogram. So next definition is related to this. The kilogram is equal to the mass of international prototype of the kilogram, that is a platinum iridium alloy cylinder kept at International Bureau of Weights and Measurement at Sèvres near the Paris, France. Okay, so they have situated at museum where they have placed a platinum iridium alloy cylinder, and the mass of that alloy cylinder is considered to be as 1 kilogram. Okay, that is considered to be a standard unit of mass. Now time, okay, about the time, electric current and thermodynamic temperature and luminous intensity, these four terms that you will understand with the further on classes, that are not required here. Okay, no need to learn this definition, just you have to understand according to your level. No need to learn these definitions, just I have given that here because it is given in your NCERT books and we have to follow all that NCERT curriculum and just to go through it. So many topics are there which you have to deduct according to our basis, which are not important in our further classes also. We have to focus on the knowledgeable criteria and which is applicable for the other materials also. Okay, so next one is amount of substance, that you have to learn properly. Okay, what is amount of substance? That the units of amount of substance is mole. The mole is the amount of substance of a system which contains as many elementary entities as there are atoms in 0.012 kilogram of carbon 12 isotope. Now what is the definition of this? See, what they have written there, 0.012 kilogram of carbon 12 isotope. What is the meaning of isotope here? Those are having same atomic number but different mass number. Okay, carbon 12 means the 12 is the atomic mass of carbon here, and if I am taking that 0.012 kilogram of carbon 12, or in short you can say 12 gram of carbon 12 isotope. Okay, 12 gram of carbon 12 isotope, if you are taking that entity, the 12 gram of carbon 12 isotope, and how many atoms of carbon 12 are there in 12 gram of carbon 12 isotope? See carefully. Wait, in carbon 12, okay, 12 gram of carbon 12, the number of particles are considered to be as 1 mole, and that particles are Avogadro number, and that value is 6.02 into 10 raised power 23. That's it. Okay, means what they are saying, actually mole is the number. Okay, just it is a number, or it is a amount of substance that are contained, you can say that mass of 6.02 into 10 raised power 23 particles is also to considered to be as 1 mole. So in short, like we are using that word 1 dozen, 12 articles. Okay, like in this way we are using, no, 1 dozen is equal to 12 articles. Similarly, 1 mole is used as 6.02 into 10 raised power 23 particles. Okay, so like in this way we will discuss in detail in the next sections of lectures. Okay, that is most important part of this chapter. Let's move on the next part. Now we have to use these terms of SI prefixes. Now SI prefixes, which are very helpful, that I will introduce here, means not all we have to learn, but at least 5 means total 10 you have to learn properly. Okay, so see which prefixes we have to learn. Firstly, I will explain all that once, and afterwards I will tell you which type of prefixes just we have to focus first, which are applicable for our numerical purposes. See, 10 raised power 1 is used as a deca. For example, if I am having 1 deca meter or any other thing I am having, so that means if I want to remove that deca here, I have to multiply by this number with this number. Okay, so 1 is multiplied by 10 into meter, so it will become 10 meter. So 1 decameter means 10 meters. Clear? Like here, kilo, as all of you know that kilo means 10 raised power 3. All of you know that kilometer, what is the value of kilometer here? 1 kilometer means, if I want to remove kilo, I have to multiply this number by 10 raised power 3. So what I have to do, 1 into 10 raised power, in terms of, in place of kilo, I am using that 10 raised power 3, and in meter, so it will become 10 raised power 3 meter. Okay, 1000 meter. Is it clear now? Similarly for mega, 10 raised power 6, hecto 10 raised power 2, giga 10 raised power 9, tera 10 raised power 12, peta 10 raised power 15, exa 10 raised power 18, zeta 10 raised power 21, and iota 10 raised power 24. That you have to use here. But in that case, just you have to learn only this, and up to this you can learn. Okay, 10 raised power 15, if you can learn, then you can learn. Okay, and if I would suggest you only kilo, as you all know. Okay, hecta you can learn, mega, tera, giga, okay, these you can learn. Okay, these 5 you can learn in the proper way in place of 7. Clear? Here similar process is there, like for here deci, if decimeter is there, like 1 decimeter, what we have to do, in place of deci you have to write the 10 raised power minus 1. So 1 into, in place of deci 10 raised power minus 1, and in place of meter, that will become this. So 10 raised power minus 1 meter, that will be the form. Okay. Similarly for centi means like 1 centimeter. If I want to convert this value into meter, what I have to do? For example, I am taking 2 centimeter, so it will become 2 into, in place of centi, what I have to do here, 10 raised power minus 2. Okay, 10 raised power minus 2, and wait, see, centimeter, 4 centimeter. Okay, so 4 into, in place of centi, 10 raised power minus 2, So it will become, it will reduced here, okay, into meter. So it will become 4 into 10 raised power minus 2 meter. That's it. Clear? So in that way you have to do all milli for 10 raised power minus 3, micro for 10 raised power minus 6. That mu, it is not u, it is mu. In that way you have to write, okay, mu. Nano small n, pico small p, and femto small f. Afterwards yatto a, zepto z, yocto y. Just you have to learn these, okay, these you have to learn in the proper way. Deci, centi, milli, micro, nano, pico, femto, up to femto you have to learn, okay. We will do practice so we will do so many questions related to that, in that way you can learn in the proper way, okay. Afterwards whenever we are practicing so many questions, no, in that way you can learn in the proper sense. Now we have to discuss about mass and weight. As all of you know, what is mass? This is the amount of matter present in it, amount of matter present in it, okay. And similarly weight, it is a force exerted by gravity on an object, that is considered to be as weight. Now what is the difference between these two terms? What is the difference between these two terms? Mass is fixed everywhere, okay, it is fixed everywhere, but weight can be changed by changing the place, okay, it can be changed by changing the place, because if we are changing the place, then there will be change in the gravity, and due to gravity the weight will be changed, okay. So it is a changeable quantity, it cannot be changeable quantity. Weight can be 0 but mass cannot be 0, okay. Weight can be 0 but mass cannot be 0, or you can say that mass is the fixed quantity that I have written here, okay. In that way you can explain properly, okay, clear. And these are some devices through which we can measure the mass, like weighing balance here, and this is a digital device through which we can measure the mass of compounds in laboratories also, okay, clear. Now what are the units of mass? Units of mass. What are the units of mass? That are kilogram, kilogram is the unit of mass here, okay. But what are the units of weight? All of you are using that units of weight as a kilogram, but actually it is a force, it is a force. Formula force is F is equals to m into a, that is force is equals to mass into acceleration, okay. So the units of mass will be kilogram and units of acceleration will be meter per square second. So the units of weight will be kilogram meter per square second, or in terms of that we are also using that word Newton, okay, clear. So that units are also considered to be as the units of weight, because it is a force, and the units of force that you have discussed in the physics section in your previous classes, that are kilogram meter per square second, and we are writing this as a Newton also, okay, capital N, clear. Is it clear now? Okay. So that how that 1 kilogram came, that we have discussed in the previous section, that is based on the international prototype. Now volume, okay, what is volume? As you all know, what is volume? Okay, volume, what is volume? Wait, yeah, it is a total space occupied is known as volume. Okay, the space occupied by the given substance is considered to be as volume. Now, volume, so many types of volume equipments are there. Here I just want to use that units of volume as liter. And how we can make that 1 liter container? If I am having a cube with edge length 1 decimeter, 1 decimeter, okay, 1 decimeter is just related to the 10 centimeter. If I am having that cube here, and that cube is made up of the edge length of 1 decimeter, which is also equals to 10 centimeter. All that edge lengths will be 10 centimeters each, and the volume occupied by this cube is considered to be as 1 liter. Okay, that is a fact here. Means if I am having a cube with edge length of 1 decimeter, or you can say the 10 centimeter, and if I want to put any liquid into it, okay, that volume of liquid is to be considered as 1 liter. So that is the part here, and it is given in the whole huge cubic form in your books. Just you have to understand what is the meaning of 1 liter, and just you have to understand the relation between the liters or cubic centimeters, okay, that we will discuss here also. See, 1 liter is equals to 1 cubic decimeter is equals to 1 liter, okay. 1 cubic decimeter, how? See, that I have told you, no, this is a cube, the edge length is 1 decimeter, the edge length is 1 decimeter, and there it is also 1 decimeter, here it is also 1 decimeter, okay. As we all know that volume of any cube is side into side into side, that is length, breadth, height, you can say, if you want to use that in terms of cuboid, okay. Means it will become side cube. Here we know that side is of 1 decimeter, so 1 decimeter cube, 1 decimeter cube means cube of 1 is 1, it will become 1 cubic decimeter. So as I told you, the volume of cube which is having edge length 1 decimeter, that volume is to be 1 liter. So 1 liter is equals to 1 cubic decimeter. Is it clear now? Now one more thing, as I told you in the previous section, 1 decimeter is equals to 1 decimeter equals to what is that? 10 raised power minus 1 meter. Is it clear or not? Yes or no? Deci means 10 raised power minus 1. Deci means 10 raised power minus 1, or 1 decimeter is also is equals to 10 centimeter. So in that way you can find that relation in terms of cubic centimeter and cubic meter and cubic centimeter. How? 1 decimeter, 1 cube of 1 decimeter cube, it will become 1 decimeter cube, it will become 1 into deci in terms of centimeter. Firstly we can do, if I want to replace decimeter in the form of 10 centimeter, what I have to do here? 1 decimeter is equals to 10 centimeter, so it will become 1 second, it will become 10 centimeter cube. So it will become 10 raised power 3 cubic centimeter, or you can say 1000 cubic centimeter, Okay. Similarly, for here, if I want to calculate it in the terms of meter, it will become 1 decimeter is equals to 10 raised power minus 1 meter. So, 10 raised power minus 1 meter cube, it will become 10 raised power minus 1 cube and cubic meter. The power of minus 1 cube, it will become 10 raised power minus 3 cubic meter. So, in that way you can calculate, okay, that relationship. 1 liter will be equals to 1 cubic decimeter, and which is also equals to 1 liter is equals to 1 cubic decimeter, which is also equals to 10 raised power minus 3 cubic meter, which is also equals to 10 raised power 3 cubic centimeter. Okay, that is the actual relationship here. These are the devices through which we are using that to make the solution in the different volumetric forms. So, this one is the volumetric flask in which we are making the solution, and it is the accurate way through which we can calculate the volume of a given solution as a accurate manner, like it may be 50 ml, 20 ml, 25 ml, 100 ml, 250 ml, 500 ml, 1 liter. Okay. So, there is a mark up to which we have to fill the solution, that is it, and here it will written like it will be, it is made up of 2 ml, 200 ml, 200 ml, anywhere else. Okay, it is a burette, and measurings are also given, measuring scale is also given here. This is a graduated cylinder through which you can measure the given solution volume. Okay, and afterwards a graduated pipette. Okay, that pipette is also used through sometimes in the laboratory we are using in the form of straw to collect take out the solution and put it into the somewhere else. Okay, somewhere else in the other container. So, that's why that terms are used here. Now, density. What is density? Density is nothing but it will becomes a mass over volume, or if you want to write the definition of the density, it will be mass. Density is the mass per unit volume. Okay, clear? That is also considered to be as density. Units of mass are kilogram and units of volume are cubic meter in terms of SI units. Okay, so it will becomes kilogram per cubic meter. Okay, that are the units of density here. Okay, clear? Is it clear now? Yeah. So, density is just you have to remember that units of density, but this density is much higher units we have taken. It is also considered in some of your calculation in the numerical forms, that will be gram per cubic centimeter. Sometimes we are using in this unit also, okay, of density. Now, temperature. Temperature, all of you know that definition of temperature, that is degree of hotness and coldness. Okay, degree of hotness or coldness, that is considered to be as the definition of temperature here. There are 3 types of scales through which we can calculate the temperature. Okay, like first one is Kelvin scale, second one is Celsius, and third one is Fahrenheit. Okay, so it will becomes the Kelvin, Celsius and Fahrenheit. If somebody is asking you regarding the calibration through which we have the term, the substance through which we have calibrated these scales, that is water. Okay, firstly remember that. Here we have taken the freezing point of water in Fahrenheit scale, that is 32 degree Fahrenheit, and its boiling point as 212 degree Fahrenheit. In Celsius scale 0 degree Celsius is considered to be as the freezing point of water, and 100 degrees the boiling point of water. Similarly, 273 Kelvin is considered to be as the you can say that freezing point of water, and the 373 Kelvin is considered to be as the boiling point of water. So, how you can remember that, and how you can remember the terms related to this or relation related to this? See once. Firstly, I am taking what I can Kelvin or Celsius we can take. See carefully. 0 degree Celsius is just directly equals to 273 Kelvin. So, if I want to make the relation between these two terms, what I have to do? What I have to do? If I want to if I want to calculate the term in terms of if I want to calculate the temperature in terms of Kelvin, okay. So, Kelvin, it will becomes the degree Celsius plus 273, or some other units are also there like 0.15, but we are not using that term. If I want to do if I want to equalize Kelvin and Celsius, what I have to do here? We have to add 273 in Celsius term, then it will become equal. Okay, so that is the relation between these two terms. For example, if I want to calculate the 27 degrees Celsius, if I want to calculate the 27 degree, if I want to convert the 27 degrees Celsius in term of Kelvin, what I have to do? Kelvin 27 degrees Celsius plus 273. So, 27 plus 273, it will becomes 300 Kelvin. So, that term will be changed into the Kelvin. Okay, clear? Clear? That is the relationship between them. Now, what I have to do here? We have to calculate the relationship between the Celsius and Fahrenheit. Okay. So, what I have to do? Firstly, degree Fahrenheit we have to convert, no? In degree Fahrenheit we have to convert. So, firstly, degree Celsius. See carefully. You have to remember is that the 1 degree of Celsius are equal to 1.8 degree Fahrenheit. Okay. Remember that the 1 degree raise in temperature of temperature in terms of Celsius will raise 1.8 degree Fahrenheit temperature in terms of Fahrenheit scale. Okay. For example, if 100 degrees Celsius temperature is raised, 100 degrees Celsius temperature is raised from 0 to 100. Okay. Here in Fahrenheit it raised from 32 to 212. Okay, means 212 32, it is 180. Means if 1 degree Celsius temperature is raised, means there will be 1.8 degree Fahrenheit temperature is raised. Okay. So, here what I have to do? 1 degree Fahrenheit will become equals to 1.8 degree Celsius, but here Celsius scale is started from the 0 degree Celsius, but it is started from the 32 degree Celsius, 32 degree Fahrenheit. So, what we have to do? We have to add 32 like in this way, no? It is starting from 273. So, we have added 273 in this last section, last relationship. So, that is the formula or relationship between them. In your books it is written that 0 degree Fahrenheit 1.8 degree Celsius plus 32. So, if we are putting that point or removing that point here, and it will become 10 here. So, 5 9. So, degree Fahrenheit is equal to 9 by 5. Wait. Degree Celsius plus 32. So, that is the relationship that is given in your books. So, in that way you can learn it into the proper manner. Clear? Just you have to learn that relationship and convert the terms in your required manners. Okay. So, that is it. So, thanks for watching this video, and at last I just want to say, make your notes in the proper way, keep studying and keep motivated here. Okay. So, thank you so much.